Hello friends, we have covered part 1 of unit number 5, flow through pipes, in the last lecture, that is losses in pipes. Now let us cover the second part of unit number 5, that is siphon and pipes in series and pipes in parallel. Now let us understand the objective of using siphon first. Now siphon is a long bent pipe used to transfer liquid from a reservoir at a higher location to another reservoir at a lower level when these two reservoirs are separated by a hill or high level ground. It is as shown in figure. Now from the figure it is clear that there is a tank A and tank B which are having some elevation difference. Naturally, the tank A is having higher energy than tank B. So water will naturally flow from A to B. But there is a long bent pipe used in between A and B. Now remember, this pipe is long as it is given in the definition because you are using siphon for the large distance to be covered. So if you want to carry water from a dam to a city, then in between that there is certain hill or high level ground or ground levels are high between these two. That's why in that case we have to use the long pipes, and as the pipes are longer, hence the major loss also you have to consider during that pipe. Many times the minor losses are neglected because the length of the pipe is very high or it is very large. Now let us see the working of siphon. If you see in the figure, there is a point C, capital C, at the top of the hill or the mountain, which is called as a summit. The point C is called as a summit. Summit is nothing but it is a point which is at the highest level in the siphon. Why the point summit is having importance, that is very essential to know the importance of point C, because the point C, if you see, it is at a higher level than point A. So that does not mean that it will have higher energy than point A. Basically, as you go on increasing the level of point above the ground, then the pressure goes on decreasing. And the same pressure decrement phenomenon we are going to utilize in the siphon, because if the pressure goes on decreasing, there will be vacuum created, and with the help of that vacuum the water in the tank A will be attracted towards the point C because of the vacuum, and it will be taken to the point C, and after C it will flow normally to the point B. See, siphon, it is not created by a siphon is also an inherent problem. Means in between point A and B there is a hill or mountain. That's why you have to use the pipelines, which will be going across these hills and mountains. But here we have made use of certain points at the top of the mountain on hill where the pressure decreases and that vacuum is created at that point C, and because of the vacuum the water is sucked at point C and then it is carried further. So it is a useful phenomenon to carry water naturally from tank A to B. We need not to provide pump for carrying water from A to B. So this is very important term which is used for carrying water without using any external source of energy. Now we have seen that the point C is called as a summit. It is above the point A, and that's why its pressure is below atmospheric pressure. As you go above the datum level, the pressure goes on decreasing. Hence, the pressure goes on decreasing. Theoretically, you can go up to the minimum pressure, which is called as a vapor pressure. Vapor pressure of water. You can't fall below the vapor pressure of water. If the pressure is below vapor pressure, then there will be a phenomenon called as a cavitation. That's why there is a limitation up to what height the point C should be there. The point C cannot go below the vapor pressure head. Okay, it should be always above the vapor pressure head. So here the limiting value is minus 10.3 meter of water absolute. Okay, and minus 10.3 meter of water, which is the atmospheric pressure of water. And if you calculate, that is 10.3 minus the 7.6 meter. 7.6 meter is nothing but the negative pressure, that is the vapor pressure of water. Above that, always your pressure should be there inside the at the point C. So here it is coming as 2.7 meter of water absolute. So in this case, 7.6 is the vacuum pressure or gauge pressure, and 2.7 is the absolute pressure. Okay, so you should not go below 7.6 meter of water, or that is the vacuum pressure of water. So it should be always above the 2.7 meter of water. So we will see in the numerical accordingly. It is given that if the pressure at C becomes less than 2.7 meter of water absolute, the dissolved air and other gases would come from water and collect at the summit, and there will be a formation of vapor bubbles causing cavitation. So siphon is used in the following cases, that is to carry water from one reservoir to another reservoir separated by hill or mountain, to take out water from a liquid tank which is not having any outlet. Sometimes you are using a tube, okay, to suck water from a higher level tank, okay, from one side. Okay, you are taking off water, okay, or you are creating a vacuum to take the water from the tank, okay, at a higher level, the tank which is not having any outlet. In that case, you are using siphon. That is a simple phenomenon happening in day-to-day life. Okay, let us see first numerical on the siphon. In this case, we are going to use the Bernoulli's equation. Okay, why? Because if you see in this figure, point A, B and C. Okay, point A is open to atmosphere, point B is also open to atmosphere. So you can apply the Bernoulli's equation between point A and B. That is P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g plus Z1 is equal to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus Z2. Okay, plus losses happening between A and B. Okay, all major and minor losses. So in many cases, minor losses are neglected. So you can consider the major loss. HF is equal to 4FLV square by 2g. Point C is the point where you have to calculate the pressure. Okay, what is the pressure at point C? Now we know that there is a vacuum pressure, but what is the amount of pressure? Because there is some limitation to the height of C. The height is shown as small h. Okay, up to what height the point C will be there, or it should be there, that is to be decided, because you can't go beyond the vapor pressure. Okay, so you should be always the pressure should not fall below the vapor pressure of water. Okay, that's why there is a limitation to point C. Okay, otherwise it may be kept at any height. No, it is not like that. You should have some limitation on point C to avoid cavitation. So because the point A and B are open to atmosphere, so with the help of Bernoulli's equation you can find the velocity inside the pipe. Okay, from that Bernoulli's equation, once you get the velocity, and using that velocity you can again apply the Bernoulli's equation between point A and C to find the pressure at point C. So that is the general aim, to find the vacuum pressure inside the or at the point C or summit of the siphon. So let us see numerically in detail. A siphon of diameter 200 mm connects two reservoirs having a difference in elevation as 20 meter. The length of siphon is 500 meter. Summit is 3 meter above the water level in the upper reservoir. The length of pipe from upper reservoir to the summit is 100 meter. Determine the discharge through the siphon and also pressure at the summit. So we have to calculate pressure. So I have already told you that you have to use the Bernoulli's equation. First across the 2 points A and B, and then across the point A and C. Okay, and neglect minor losses. It is given that you have to neglect the minor losses. The coefficient of friction is 0.005. So here we are going to consider only the major loss. Okay, so let us try to solve this. Let us write the given data. Diameter of siphon is 0.2 meter. Height or the pressure, difference in the level, that is the potential head difference, is given as 20 meter between tank A and B, and the length of the siphon which is used to connect A and B is 500 meter, okay, near about half kilometer. Height of summit from upper reservoir, okay, it is given now 3 meter. Okay, now we have to check whether this 3 meter will create cavitation or not. That is very important. Otherwise you have to reduce that height 3 meter. Okay, so for that you have to find the vacuum pressure at point C, and that is our aim to find. Length of the siphon up to summit is also given 100 meter, because that will be required to calculate the friction loss from point A to C. Coefficient of friction, that is also given to F is equal to 0.005. Now in this numerical, the minor losses are to be neglected. Then the loss of heat takes place due to friction only. Applying Bernoulli's equation to points capital A and B. Okay, first we'll see PA by rho G plus VA square by 2G plus ZA is equal to PB by rho G plus VB square by 2G plus ZB plus loss of heat due to friction from A to B. Okay, so it is PA by rho G, it is atmospheric pressure, and PB by rho G, it is also atmospheric pressure. Both are 0. So that's why it is PA by rho G plus VA square by 2G, both will become 0. And ZA is there. ZA will be 20 meter as compared to ZB, and VB square by 2G will also be 0. So there is no pressure, no velocity in this equation. Only there will be the datum head difference, ZA minus ZB, and that will be equal to the loss of head 4FL V square by 2GD. So if you see from the given calculations, ZA minus ZB, which is equal to 20 meter, that is equal to HF 4FL V square by 2GD. If you put the value, all the values of F, L and D in the given equation, you will get the velocity. Velocity is equal to 2.80 meter per second. Once you get the velocity, you will get the discharge, because discharge is also asked to calculate. So discharge is coming as 0.0879 meter cube per second, or 87.9 liter per second, and the pressure at